Live. There we go.
There we go.
Cool. Hello. We'll just wait for the sort of viewing numbers to kind of go up. So we are currently on 0 by the looks of things.
Talking to ourselves.
13.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go.
Welcome, welcome.
Okie dokie. 26. Cool. Well, it's been a sunny day, so last week we tried to be quite professional, have water in between the drams, but
Not this week.
not this week.
Cheers. Hope everyone's managed to catch a little bit of sun today.
I think I got like a van man tan.
A fan man.
Delivering
What, one arm?
your donuts and whiskey. I had my arm out the window and it's definitely like,
I think I had about 20 minutes of that too,
yeah.
hanging out like a dog.
I chose a new t-shirt, which was maybe a mistake.
What, tonight?
Bright white and burnt face. Cool. So what are we on? 55. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like we're kind of getting there. 57. Great. So good evening, guys. Thank you for the guys who are joining us again from the first tasting, and welcome to those guys who's their first time. For those who it is their first time, we'll give you a wee sort of intro. My name's Matt. I own the malt room, and this is Nicole. So.
And I own Perk. So we've got whiskey and we've got donuts.
And tonight the whole idea is that we'll do a sort of whiskey and donuts tasting. It's supposed to be a bit of fun, a little bit of knowledge about whiskey and how Nicole makes these donuts, but the main idea is just to have a bit of fun and take our minds off the boring rubbish news that's constantly on the screens. So yeah, I think the first thing we'll do is, we did try and put the donuts in order in the boxes and stuff, but just to make sure everyone's got the sort of right order, I think it's always a good thing to quickly run through them. So from hopefully left to right in front of you, number 1 whiskey should be with the kind of white one with little biscuits on top, biscuit crumb bits. I'm kind of saying these in a really stupid way because Nicole's going to explain them later on. Second one should be
It's okay, you're just stupid, it's fine.
yeah. How much wine have you had? Gonna have the yellow one with the little bits of red on top, then the white one with bits of yellow, then the ones with a little bit of bacon, and then the kind of coconut crumbly one at the end. Some of the feedback from last week was the kind of sound went off, so give us kind of some feedback going through. I think we've kind of gone on Amazon and got a wee fancy mic, as you can see, so hopefully it's a little bit better for you. But yeah, I think we just...
And if you have any questions, ask us anytime. We've got John on hand to answer any questions and help us out tonight. So
say hello, John.
Say hello.
There we go.
So yeah, any questions, just give us a wee shout.
Cool. Oh, here we go. Question before we even start. What we need to know first, did Nicole style Matt's hair again? Well, you'll be glad to know, Duncan, we have a new barber in town, my flatmate John, who I think's
No
done
responsibility for me anymore.
pretty good job, actually.
Yep.
Better than maybe other haircuts I've had recently, but
Well,
yeah.
as I say, I'm not a barber, so...
No. That's fair. Okay, cool, guys. That's if everyone's sort of ready to go, I think that's maybe about 5 past now. So hopefully you guys are all set and ready. First whiskey we have, whiskey number 1, is this guy here. So Tom and Towel 14. Yeah, really interesting whiskey. This we stock Tom and Towel 15 portwood in the bar, and I've actually never tried this, but I'm really excited to. It's slightly different in their range. A lot of their kind of core range is bottled at sort of 40%. This is actually bottled at 46, natural colour, non-chill filtered. So all those are sort of good words for me. So what that basically means is they've not added any caramel colouring to this, and they've not chill filtered it. So
What does chill filter mean?
There we go. Thank you. It's like we almost rehearsed that question.
No, I just forgotten that. I've been out the whiskey game in a while, so...
Don't think anything is rehearsed tonight. So, chill filtration is basically when a whiskey gets cold, there's sort of esters and fatty acids in a whiskey. So what happens is when you chill that whiskey, they kind of all stick together and it goes quite cloudy. So if you put ice in a whiskey that's not been chill filtered, what can sometimes happen? It can go cloudy and people think there's something wrong with the whiskey, but actually there's nothing wrong with it. And there's the kind of argument in the whiskey world that chill filtration makes a consistent product, but doesn't affect flavour. But I kind of think it must do. Okay. Basically, what happens is you chill the liquid and basically filter out the parts, the acids that make it, the fatty acids that make it go cloudy.
Cool.
So yeah, this still has all the fatty acids in there.
Great. I love it when it's fatty.
Fatty whiskey. Yeah. So yeah, 14 years ex-bourbon, 46%. Tom and Tull's near sort of Ballindalloch. And yeah, it's a cool distillery. It's not open to public tours, but we actually spent some time there with Johnny and Erica last time at Whisky and Doughnuts, and the plan was to visit them this year. They do quite a lot of events during the Spirit of Speyside, which is great. And if you speak to them, I'm sure they might be able to sneak you in a wee tour. They have kind of big blending tons on site as well. Yeah, it's a cool distillery, worth visiting. But yeah, let's have a wee nose.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's always a lovely sound,
Good
isn't
sound. It's good to see you're nosing it for a while before you go in there. Just not straight back. Yeah, it's a light, crisp, easygoing whiskey.
I like it. So yeah, in terms of donuts, almost forgot to tell you about them. Our number one is a vanilla cheesecake. So it's a vanilla cheesecake, and we've got a wee biscuit crumb, with a wee vanilla glaze as well. So should bring out the kind of vanilla notes in the Tom and Tull quite well.
It's quite light, crisp, fresh.
Something else to do with the donuts as well. These are pairings that we think go quite well, but they might not. So
we haven't tried them all.
Well, I've tried most of them.
I've tried one.
But yeah, so some might go together, some might not. Please let us know if you want to kind of mix and match at the end. And like we did last time, we can try some and then go back to it at the end. If you eat half, and then try them with other ones, because everyone's got different palates, and it's quite nice to find out what people like better.
It's quite good fun to leave it at the end and play around. That's good.
And I'll know what to add to my menu next month.
That's really good. I'm a cheesecake sucker, so that's right up my street.
Vanilla's such a classic flavour,
Yeah, it's good. This is quite like a clean, fresh whiskey as well. So yeah, it's a lovely way to start, I think. As I say, vanilla's a classic flavour. It's clean, kind of almost a bit herby as well. Actually, I think it's great.
Do you know, when I started drinking whiskey, when I started sort of expanding, just whiskey I would drink, I would usually always go for peat and smoke, you know that, but and then coming into like the Speyside Highlands kind of bit, whiskies, I didn't know where to begin, and I have to say Tom and Tull's a big favourite of mine. I like it. It's very easy going, and it doesn't give you that like fearful punch in the throat that some whiskies do,
Yeah, for sure. We sell the 15 Portwood's popular in the bar, but that's the first time I've tried that, and I've heard loads of good things about it, and I think it's really, really nice actually. I'm a big fan. Feel free.
That's good, I like that.
Yeah. What's your guys' thoughts on that? What have we got here?
Good combo, bad combo.
Goes together very well. Love the glazing. Contrasts are complemented. Ooh, good question. Yeah, that is a good question. So when pairing stuff, you can try and complement flavours by kind of, it's quite obvious. You just sort of say like strawberry with strawberry, and the two kind of work together because they're both strawberry, or you can contrast them. So it's probably quite a good contrast is sort of steak and red wine. So the sort of real fatty texture in your mouth, and then you have like a big bold red wine which can cut through that, and that contrast is very, very enjoyable. Whereas if you try and have a light red wine with a steak, it's not going to work. So yeah, I think in the lineup tonight there's going to be a bit of everything actually. So we've tried to pair up some of them with some of the tasting notes in the whiskey, which we thought would make sense, and other ones we've gone a bit curveball with. And just see what happens with them. But I like that. I'm a fan.
Yeah. So let us know if you think that's a contrast or a compliment. Then please let us know. It'd be great. No, I like that whiskey. I could definitely finish that. I'm gonna try not to, but
definitely.
So what's next?
Next we have staying local. We had some Cubocan last time. And we are now moving on to Tomatin 14. So Tomatin 14 is a cracking dram. We love it here actually.
Yeah.
It's in terms of just good all-round whiskey, and it's good value for money. It's local, and yeah, it's just really, really well made. Graham Ewanson up at Tomatin, it was one of his sort of first releases, and I think it's been there for I think 2013, 14. I think he maybe brought that out. The story with it is it's 12 years in sort of ex-bourbon barrels, and then it spends a minimum of 2 years in tawny port casks. So quite special casks as well. So there's the Symington family who own Graham and Dow's. So famous port, you've probably all seen a bottle of Graham and Dow's port in your house somewhere. They source their casks directly from them that have held tawny port for at least 50 years in them. I think one of the main reasons they get to do that is because they've got a cooperage on site as well. So proper good port pipes coming in. And the idea with the port cask is that it imparts this lovely sort of fruitiness. So there's a sweetness, there's all these red berry flavours kind of going on. And yeah, it's kind of like juice. I could just drink it forever. And yeah, it's a dangerous bottle to put around me, I think, because it wouldn't last very long.
When I used to work here at Malt Room, it was kind of my go-to recommendation for a while. Just because it's, you know, it's got like a nice kind of full body whilst being quite light and not too in your face. And yeah, I always found that, like, you know, women and whiskey, people get scared of that. They're like, women don't drink whiskey. It still is a big thing, but you know, people come in and be like, I want to like whiskey and I've not tried anything. And it was really a good way for us to be like, you know,
it's a nice, yeah, it's
try
really,
this, see how you think, see how you feel.
But my favourite thing about women in whiskey is that, like, when you were behind the bar here, it was like guys would come in and be like, oh, that's a girl's whiskey and all this, and you're like, there isn't such a thing as a girl's whiskey or a guy's whiskey, but
give me a bottle of Lefroy any day.
Yeah, totally, because they'd be there with their, like, you know, just an easygoing classic like Balvenie 12, which is a great dram, but like it's, you know, it's what I would class as classic whiskey. And then say, what do you like? And you'd be like, oh, love Lagavulin, love Lefroy and stuff. And you're like, oh, you know, kind of knock them for six a little bit, which I always like.
Cracking down on that stereotype.
Yeah, totally. But anyway, let's try this lady's whiskey. Yeah.
Sorry, ladies whiskey. You've got crumbs in your beard, alright?
I know,
so let's
sorry.
Just
You know, I've had a few beers, but we decided to have a bit more fun tonight and less whiskey facts and just see what happens. So if it goes a bit south, it's probably going to be entertaining for you, but
it's going to be his fault.
Don't hold us accountable.
And in terms of a donut tonight, for the second one here, we've got raspberry jam, which is very close to Perk's heart. It's our Granny's recipe, so we've got Granny's raspberry jam on the inside, and then a white chocolate ganache, and then some dehydrated berries. So you'll find, you know, the jam's quite sweet, chocolate ganache is quite sweet, and then the berries on the top are dehydrated, so they're really, really punchy and almost sharp. But they still have that really powerful berryness sort of thing, so should balance out quite nicely.
It's a cracking dram. I remember the other night, I think it was actually the night after the last Whisky and Doughnuts, we ended up going back home, and I think I'd been on a golf day last year with Tomat, and it was a charity day for Maggie's, and we went up to Castle Stewart, and very luckily they give us a little pack of 12, 14 and 18. In the house, I decided, I thought when I got home last time that I think I just enjoyed being in the bar too much and got too excited. I went home and carried on, had a few more, and there was a bottle of 12 and 14, and John can probably confirm this. I decided to try and make my own blend and just poured them both together.
Yeah.
Blending's harder than it looks. It was rubbish. But this is really good, and the 12 is really good. Together, not good. But yeah, feel free. I mean, sometimes Jack, who I think's watching, who used to work here, he at the end of a tasting, we'd always sort of leave a little bit of his drams and make a kind of blend. And sometimes it was a scarily expensive blend because some of the tastings we have in the malt room, the guys bring along some incredible whiskey, and you know, you're putting in 20, 30-year-old whiskey all blended into one. But it definitely helped the shift go. Yeah, it was great. So I might take some inspiration from that, Jack, and I might leave a little bit and make a blend. So
dangerous territory.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting excited about it.
Help me, he'll be jumping about here in an hour or so.
Right, I haven't even tried the donut. I'm just
come on, you.
Sorry.
Chatting nonsense.
I know. I don't think we're going to make it to number 5 tonight.
What do we think? What's the feedback on this one? Good pair? Thumbs up? John's giving me a sly little thumb up there.
You remember the golf day, David Morris. My favourite story in the golf day was, I used to play a lot of golf, and for those who play golf, I used to play off 12, which is a respectable handicap. I'd be lucky to play off 30 now.
So yourself, you know?
I know, yeah. I was really good. I'd be lucky to play off 30 now, but we went to the golf day, and on one of the holes it was longest drive competition. So I hit this
You're
drive.
basically speaking another language to me here, so.
So how far you hit it off the tee.
Right.
So everyone tries to hit it really far. And
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work.
Okay.
But for once in my life, I actually hit it properly and won the longest drive. It was a par 5, and I think it was about 380 yards. And I was basically, the worst part of the whole story was hit the longest drive, and it's a par 5, and ended up taking a 6, which is a bogey. So again, normally you're supposed to laugh at this, and it's quite a funny story. But
I don't. Whiskey's great.
Yeah.
Whiskey's really good.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah,
I don't
no one
know
has a
if
clue what I'm talking
No,
about. Yeah.
just eat your donut.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I quite like that pairing. Granny's jam for me is like a winning filling. I could have a jam donut every day of the week without even worrying. It's the best thing in the world.
Yeah,
in
that
my mind.
jam is great.
Love it. It's great. Thank you, Granny.
And that white chocolate as well is lovely.
I'm going to save this a little bit to the
Yeah.
end. Please tell me to get it done. Mark Thompson.
So yeah, lovely.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm a fan.
Scott Adamson's asking if you bought any whiskey.
Did I buy? Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah,
The golf day.
the golf day. So, Tomatin were, as I say, very kind to invite us to the Maggie's charity event, which was great. Got to play a lovely golf course, full day out, bacon rolls in the morning. Went to this hotel for a lovely dinner, 3-course dinner with dance and everything, and there was a charity raffle at the end. So, it was for Maggie's, which is sort of the local sort of cancer drop-in centre here, which I know Tomatin do a lot of work for, and it's a really great cause. And to be totally honest, I didn't know much about it. I've been fairly lucky up here that I do have history of cancer and some folk in my family, but up here we've never sort of experienced it. So I thought I'd more than happily try and win something in the raffle. And there was 2 bottles of whiskey. I think there was a number 6 or what was it? Oh, it's one of the 3,000-4,000 pound bottles of whiskey that Tomatin do, and there was also a Maggie's charity bottling. So they were selling those bottles for £100, and I thought, okay, cool. It was lot number 1, so I thought I'd get in and out nice and quick. And the auction, the whole room was
Know where
full
this
of like
is going.
local business people who had definitely been in business a lot longer than I had and had a lot more cash. And I was like, right, just, you need to show face here, put your hand in your pocket, you've been out all day, here we go. So I was like, right, it might go for like 300 quid or something like that. Like, I'm willing to do that. So the bidding started at £500. And I was like, oh God, surely no one's going to bid £500 for a £100 bottle of whiskey, surely not. Some guy goes, 500, oh fuck. So, sitting at the Tomatin table, I thought, I need to do something, because the next bottle's going to be even more expensive. I thought, oh, right, okay. So I was like, right, might be 510, 520. No, went up in hundreds. So 600, I thought, oh, right, get in early. 6, 7, 8, 9. And I was like, oh no. And the guy who was actually running the auction was brilliant, and he was just winding people up. And I think the guy I was bidding against has one of the fruit and veg companies in town. And he was like,
Oh, yeah.
and he was like, oh, look at the state of you. You can't be getting beat by a guy who sells fruit and veg for a living. Come on
Easily,
now.
yeah, come on,
And
no
I was
bother.
like, oh, he's totally got me here. And I was like, right, £1,000. And he's like, £1,000. Then thankfully the other guy went out. So yeah, I got bottle number 1 of the, and to be honest, it's a great cause, and I really don't grudge the bid at all, but it was just a lot more than I thought it was going to go for. So it actually sits in the bar here.
I was going to say, don't open it.
And to be honest, I did at that table say that I would open it and sell the drams in here, and raise money for Maggie's and put my hands up. I haven't done that yet, but I think we'll do, like with you guys in Whisky and Doughnuts, we'll maybe do like a charity auction for it, or some raffle or something. So send in your ideas and we'll try raise some money for Maggie's with all you guys here, and try and get some Tomatin support as well.
Amazing, yeah.
Thanks for that, Scott. I've now donated my £1,000 bottle of whiskey.
Good work. What else can we get out of
I've said it in the I said it drunk before, and I'm saying it drunk again. But I think twice I've got to do it now, right?
Oh man. So,
Cool.
what is whiskey number 3?
Whiskey number 3. Cool. So let's swap this out. Lovely. Thank you. So
I'm intrigued by this.
yeah, so this is one that I'll be quite surprised if many of you guys have come across before. So this is Girvan. So Girvan is based down in South Ayrshire and is a huge sort of grain distillery. They also make Henricks and Ailsa Bay at Girvan. But Girvan, the history of Girvan is quite interesting. there used to be a company called DCL, so Distillers Company Limited, and who are now effectively Diageo, and they were kind of buying up loads and loads of distilleries around Scotland and kind of controlling the market. And William Grant's were producing blends as well, and they needed grain whisky for those blends. And apparently there was an argument where William Grant's put a TV commercial up in 1963, and DCL took sort of umbrage with it and said, "Oh, you're commercialising your own brand without us, blah blah blah," and cut off their supply of grain. Right. So as a result, William Grant's do what William Grant's are famous for and very very good at, is they said, "Well, we'll set up our own distillery." So within 9 months from this happening, they had the plans for Girvan done, and the first spirit was running through. So quite a cool little thing as well. The full name is Charles Grant Gordon. That's his name on my notes there. He actually had, he had the first spirit running through Girvan on Christmas Day, which is quite cool because William Grant's, who owned Glenfiddich, their first spirit went through on Christmas Day as well. So yeah, huge production plant now. So for those who don't know what grain whisky is, single malt whisky is whisky made using malted barley. Grain whisky is whisky made using other grains. In this case, it's wheat. And the main difference in production is it's continuous production in what's called a column still. They actually have a vacuum still at Girvan, which can operate at lower temperatures, which allows sort of lighter fruity esters to kind of rise through. Higher cut points as well, you're looking about 94-95% as it comes off. But yeah, I'm kind of geeking out about kind of grain whisky here, but it's a very, very different style of whisky. Pot still whisky is probably a bit more heavy, but grain whisky is light, fruity, delicate, loads of vanilla notes coming through. I really like grain. It's very, as I say, it's a different drink, but
I can't say I've tried a little grain before, so this could be a little bit of a different one for me. The donut that we've tried to pair with this one could be a little bit of an out there one, but we've gone with a lemon curd. So there's lemon curd on the inside, and then we've got a fresh lemon glaze with a wee zest on the top as well. So it's going to be a bit of a lemon bomb in your mouth. But yeah, lemon's probably one of my most favourite things in the entire world, so I thought I had to incorporate that in here somewhere. And yeah, so yeah, this could be a bit of a weird one. Might be great, might be,
I think it'll be good.
Not so good.
Just tasting that whiskey, it's like very clean, very light. It's quite spirit driven as well. You know, it's all American oak barrels they use for that, so you know you don't get the richness of sherry or the sweetness of port, but it's a lovely, crisp, refreshing whiskey. Refreshing is not a word I'd often use for whiskey, but there I would, and I think the lemon with that is going to be good actually.
I've got to say, I don't know if that's winning my palate over the last two.
Yeah.
That's got that old punch in the throat thing we were talking about earlier.
It's that spirit liking, isn't it? You can get it. Lemon. Lemon's good though. So in terms of scale as well, Girvan is huge. So I think in last week's one we were talking about Balvenie and Glenlivet being the biggest producer, about 17-18 million litres. These guys produce 115 million litres of pure alcohol a year.
Wow.
Which is insane. Like, that is huge production. You know, if you think of some of you guys have probably visited distilleries like Glenfiddich or Glenlivet, who produce a lot of whiskey. You know, these guys are producing 8 times. Yeah. And the main sort of reason for that is that this method of production is continuous. So you can just keep pumping the still, and it's got loads of plates all the way up, and keep going. Whereas for single malt whiskey, you use that pot distillation, which is batches, so it needs to stop, be cleaned, and go on batch again. So yeah, it's 24 hours, keeps going, which explains the high volume anyway.
Cool. So what do we think? Do you think that's a good pair? Do we think, what's your favourite so far, maybe?
114 million, there we go.
Good
yeah,
pairing.
thanks.
Cool.
There's a million out, but what's a million? What's a million?
140.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know, I don't dislike the pairing. I think so far it's not my favourite whiskey, but yeah, though, I think the lemon works. I think it works. I'm a big fan of the lemon. Lemon's like, you should have lemon on everything. Cheers.
Cheers. I actually really like that pairing. That's good.
That's funny.
What's that?
Your mum said she loves lemon curd. Oh, June, we know.
I know. Mum's had.
Actually, I thought about you when I made this. So.
She's already had one of these donuts today. I've had two of them.
Don't grass on her. He's telling on you, June, honestly.
I don't think
I wouldn't have said that.
Dad will not be having that full donut. Mum's hovering around. I can sense it. Yeah.
That's rude. Terrible.
What's Gordon saying? Favourite so far, Sophie Dawn. Not a whiskey gal. There we go. So yeah,
nice.
grain is a totally different
going for the
kind
grain
of style. It is light, clean, crisp. Yeah, and sometimes whiskey can be, you know, I think whiskey fans get really into single cask, super sherried, super dark, you know, cask strength. But I think not everyone's palates are suited to that. And grain is a really lovely, like approachable whiskey. Even with a little bit of water, if you find that spirit kind of flavour a bit too much,
I might actually
add a little bit of water, just calm that down and try and get the kind of light, delicate kind of flavours coming through. You can see the oils as well. So
of
as soon
course.
as you hit the water in there, it just opens up the whiskey.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so at the end of number 3 there, guys, a few shout outs. We do have a few birthdays. So happy birthday
Not
to...
going to sing.
No, not yet.
Well, give me another wine.
Yeah.
Might start.
So Dave Mackay, happy birthday. Slange.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. We've got our friends Tony and Denise, and it's Tony's birthday down south.
Tony. We miss you so
we
much,
miss you.
Tony.
So this is normally their seats at the bar. So we actually sent some donuts down. It's not something we plan to do. It's quite a tricky operation, and we like to kind of hand deliver the donuts. But we did kind of put them in an air vacuum thing and sent them down. And we got a phone call from Tony, who was delighted. So happy birthday, Tony! These are normally their seats. Tony declares himself as quite new to whiskey, but he's tried every single whiskey in the bar, and that's not a joke. He has, and was winning the secret whiskey club. So when he says he doesn't know anything about whiskey, he's talking rubbish. Good pal Andrew Fraser, it was his birthday. So cheers,
Happy
Andy.
birthday, Andrew. Andrew.
If you ask it, I don't know.
One or the other.
Yeah, I'm not him, so yeah, I'm sure he'll respond to Andy or Andrew. Yeah. And Dave Bourne, who's also another one of our regulars, who I dropped donuts off today. So. No,
Happy
cheers.
birthday.
He's high risk because he must be about 70, 75 now. I think he's fairly cracking on. I think. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
cheapers! You're gonna get a slap next time you see me.
Okie dokie, guys. Whiskey number
sorry,
4.
I'm moving straight on to 4 without even chatting to you. Getting excited.
You're just here for the drams. You're not even interested in what I'm saying.
Don't even care about donuts.
No. Okie dokie. The last thing about Girvan, actually, just had a wee look at my notes there. Ladyburn used to be produced there, so that was actually produced there between 65 and 75. So that was a single malt that was produced on the site of Girvan. So whiskey collectors and whiskey geeks are always sort of looking out for your Port Ellens, Proras, and Ladyburn sort of kind of falls into that category. So quite a cool wee fact.
We fact for the pub quiz that everyone's doing.
Yeah. Okie dokie, guys. Whiskey number 4. This guy here. So Razzie, yeah. So Razzie while we wait. So really interesting concept, this whiskey. So Razzie was opened in September 2017.
Quite new.
Quite new, yeah. Wee island off the east coast of Skye. And yeah, it's the idea with this is that when you open a whiskey distillery, cash flow is quite a big problem. So a lot of distilleries kind of go down the gin route and will start producing a gin just to try and keep some money going in. But Razzie have produced a gin, but before they did that, they decided to try and make a whiskey that was going to kind of represent sort of the style they're aiming for. And this is the sort of style they're going for. So have a smell. It's very unusual, but I think in a really good way.
Woody.
Yeah, woody is a good word. So this is actually a blend of peated and unpeated whiskey from a Highland distillery that's, we're not really allowed to say what it is, but I'm sure if you have a wee look online, you might do some digging, you should be able to find it. And then it's finished in Tuscan red wine casks. So Razzie's inaugural release is coming out this year, which is a bit of a shame with everything going on, but they're still actually going to go ahead with it. So their actual release, so this is Tuscan red wine casks, peated and unpeated. Their actual release is going to be just over 3 years old, and it's going to add a year in Bordeaux red wine casks. Ooh. So similar style to this. I think they've got 21 casks, I think they have. And it's going to produce the yield, they're not quite sure yet. I think it's going to be between 8 and 9,000 bottles. And they've kind of dedicated half of that to the UK sort of market. And I believe over half of them are already sold. So they're sort of guaranteeing you delivery before Christmas if you want to buy one. And yeah, I think it's exciting what they're doing in Razzie. I think the actual visitor attraction centre there is really cool as well. It's a beautiful part of the world. I'm yet to go. I really do want to go over. I think the whole team here are quite keen to go. You're not part of the team anymore, are you? No?
I'm always part of the team.
Always part of the team when it comes to trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do about one shift a year now in the malt room.
Yeah.
It's definitely justified.
Keep your discount and trips. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Whiskey for donuts, you know.
I never get donuts. I pay full price for my donuts.
He's lying. He's lying.
So where was I? Yeah, the kind of trip. So yeah, they've got a 5-star visitor experience. They've kind of got like kind of accommodation on site. The view from the distillery is kind of overlooking sort of sky. It just looks absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, definitely if you're interested in kind of visiting distilleries, this is definitely one to go and see, I think. So it's definitely on our list for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah, this is sort of a representation of what their whiskey is supposed to be like. So yeah, I think they've actually set the bar quite high. I mean, I don't know if I would release something like this. That I mean, they must be confident.
Before.
Yeah. I think it's a bold move. I think it's brave, and I think fair play to them.
I like it.
Yeah, it's super fruity, Super like that sort of wine sweetness.
And the
smells
donut.
like wine gums. Sorry, it smells like wine gums to me.
Wine gums.
Yeah.
I'm not getting wine gums, but
you obviously don't buy the right wine gums.
I'm just getting wine.
Wine. You're drinking too much of your own bloody wine.
The donut we've gone with for this one is a kind of basically a staple that we've had in our menu a few times over the last couple of years. Maple glaze with smoked bacon. So it's, it was a bit of a curveball. We thought, well, we'll see how it goes. It was quite popular the first time, and then it was when we were changing the menus, people were kind of asking for it a bit more, and we decided to take it back. And that kind of salty smoked bacon with
I think it goes with the sort of peated element of this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So and there's nothing on the inside. It's just the glaze, but it's I think it's quite powerful, and we use local butchers, Duncan Fraser around the corner as well. So yeah, it should be a good. It's a breakfast donut, breakfast of champions.
It's called breakfast of champions.
It's called breakfast of champions. Hashtag flexitarian.
Flexitarian, yeah, exactly. Nicole's adamant she's a vegetarian, but
no.
No, right, okay.
I'm a flexitarian. It's my uncle's term.
So basically, you eat meat and vegetables. So you just, I eat meat and vegetables. I would just class myself as normal.
Yeah, but I eat meat much less than you. Maybe like a couple times.
Right.
Lockdown's changing things for me though. I've got to be like, I'm drinking a lot, eating a lot of meat. I need some steady work.
Changing, that's pretty normal. Pretty standard, I think.
Maybe the wine part, but
yeah. So think
sorry, I was going to say, any
Mhm.
questions for us yet, John?
Nothing
No
yet.
questions?
No. Covering all bases clearly.
Well,
Yeah.
doing a
So
good
in terms of production, actually,
ask us some questions.
what's quite interesting.
Let's catch them out.
I've actually forgotten what Mark said there. I think it was 114, and I said 115. So 114 million litres of pure alcohol is produced at Girvan. These guys, 188,000. So that kind of shows you. That shows you that these guys are a fully functioning distillery, and they've got their inaugural release coming out. It's gonna be 8 to 9,000 bottles, which is a lot. That kind of shows you the level Girvan's operating at. And the amount of grain they're producing for single grain, but also mainly for blends. Obviously, they've got Hendrick's, Ailsa Bay as well there. So,
Brassy,
huge.
for a young whiskey, it's easy on the palate. It's not too overpowering, or it's not too sort of spirity.
I don't know how
that
old.
makes any sense.
I don't know how old the whiskey is in this, but
If anyone knows, let us know. Oh
I really
yeah,
wanna see where
how
it's
do we
from.
feel about the combination? How's the donuts and whiskey going together?
maple and bacon.
Maple bacon, yeah.
I'm not a fan. I don't like it. I don't. Sorry, I just think
You're lying.
bacon should be in a roll in the morning with a coffee.
You're a jam sandwich man. You need to venture out a little bit more.
I am. Yeah, get that jam donut
Plain
in front of
jam.
me, not one with bacon on it.
Well, I disagree. with
Yeah.
you.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Mm.
Can't always be right.
But the whiskey's good.
The whiskey's good. Yeah.
The
whiskey's
pairing,
good.
do you know what? Maybe this.
The pair. Do you know what? The pairing is good, but
Maybe that
I'm going
was
to
the
stand
last one.
firm that bacon should not be on a donut. But I feel the jury is quite split on that one.
Please agree with me, folks, followers. Please.
Yeah.
I
Best
disagree with him.
combo
He's
yet
wrong.
for me.
He's
Oh.
wrong. He's wrong. Oh,
Ah.
best combo. Yes,
Ah,
my friend. He
Love
said
this
that.
donut. Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, you're all wrong.
Who's that? Josie. Yes. Thank you, Josie. Appreciate that. Great combination.
Yeah, fair. You've won that one by the looks of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
Amazing. So what we've got next?
Okie dokie. So,
Oh, this is good. I've got leftovers.
yeah. Okie dokie, guys. Whiskey number 5. So, this is Glenfiddich Fire and Cane.
Thanks, June.
So, my mum liking that, is
She's
she?
agreeing with me, yeah.
Ah, shock. So this is part of Glenfiddich's sort of experimental series. So in 2016 they started that. So you guys have probably seen the really popular Glenfiddich IPA, which is really good. I love that actually. Where they've basically they're just trying to be a bit different and kind of break the rules, which I again like.
Really?
Yeah.
You break the rules.
I know. But it's kind of like what we're doing tonight. Like, you know, whiskey's got this sort of stereotype like we said last time, where everyone's like dark, smoky room, it's a man's drink, blah blah. Like, just have some fun with it, and there's lots of things you can do. And
Yeah.
Glenfiddich are really good at that. They actually support the sort of bartending scene really well too. And
Yeah.
they're really on it, and they kind of host a festival for bartenders. And I'm a big
Which
fan.
is great fun.
Yeah,
It's really amazing.
yeah. I've never actually been. I've always been very selfless and sent the staff.
It's because he was in Japan last time.
Heroic, actually, I would say heroic.
In Japan. Where else have you been? Work trips? Japan.
Yeah.
We get to go to a field and
Well, that's you off the list for next year. You all heard that, Glenfiddich people? He is banned.
No, I'll bring donuts.
You'll bring
I could
donuts.
do whiskey donuts for the next one.
That's not a
Listen
bad
to
idea.
that, my Glenfiddich friends, please.
Yeah, fair. So, okay, I can't compete with that. Fair enough. So yeah, Glenfiddich's one of those ones that I'm sure every single one of you guys, if you're a whiskey fan, have tried. And for me, I've gone full circle with Glenfiddich. Like it was kind of always available, and then as you kind of get into whiskey, I kind of was like, oh, it's Glenfiddich. I don't want to, it's Glenfiddich. But actually, see, when you go back to it, you can see why it's so popular. Like it's consistently really, really good.
Yeah.
And the experimental series, so the IPA, Project 20, which is the one that's XX. So what they did there is they took 20 of their brand ambassadors and
That
they
was the
also
fingerprint one, wasn't it?
yeah,
Cool.
and they also kind of chose a cask and then they sort of blended those together and came out with a release, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
And then they did Winter Storm, which was really kind of show-stopping. That was cool. So really, I don't know if you guys have seen Winter Storm, but definitely have a look into it. It's a really unique whiskey, bright white bottle, and they used Canadian ice wine casks. So I was quite lucky. I went to an event actually and got sat beside Brian Kinsman, who's their sort of malt master. I think 2009, I think he became their malt master.
Nice.
He's got a background in chemistry, and it's really interesting to talk to. I was a little bit nervous sitting beside him, kind of thinking, oh God, he knows everything about whiskey and I just have a bar and don't really know that much. But what really put me at ease with
Glad you're honest.
Yeah, really honest, yeah. And what really put me at ease was, I think it was in Aberdeen and Mark was presenting, and no offence to Mark's presenting, it's way better than mine, but I think I seen him look down at his phone and I was like, are you checking the Scotland score? And he goes, yeah. And Scotland were playing a qualifier and we were getting beat 3-0 and a goal went in, it was actually 4-0. But from that point on, I kind of just started chatting football with him, and what you realise is that in the whiskey world, that people who are really high up in that, they're just people at the end of the day, and you can just chat away to them. But this experimental series is sort of his creation, and anyway, I'm rambling on about rubbish, but Fire and Cane is part 4 of that series. So the fire part is that it's peated Glenfiddich, which is really unusual. I think the first peated Glenfiddich ran through the stills in 2003, and I think Brian Kinsman was actually an apprentice during that time.
Cool.
And now he's actually kind of using it and bottling it, which is quite must be quite cool for him. And the cane part is it's been finished in Latin rum casks. So I remember last week we did Balvenie 14, where they kind of get their own rum made and then use the casks. So this is kind of the idea that it's kind of like smoky, but has that sort of caramel and toffee thing going on, and then the kind of classic green fruits that Glenfiddich has.
Amazing.
So yeah, really interesting release.
This is non-age statement, right?
Non-age statement.
Cool.
Yeah. For those who basically don't know what that means, it's that not every whiskey needs to have an age on it. People get a bit hung up on that. People say I only drink 18-year-old or 10-year-old or 12-year-old, but actually, as long as it's minimum 3 years old, you don't need to put an age on it. And you know, age is just one thing you should judge your whiskey on. And to be honest, I don't think you should bring it in at all. It should be all about taste, how it smells, how you enjoy the drink, and
It's just a number.
it's just a number. Yeah, totally. And Fire and Cane is it's cool.
Smells good.
We've got Glenfiddich vintage cask, I think, in the bar, which is peated Glenfiddich too. And yeah, it works really well because it's still fruity, it's still light, but then has that smoke. It's again for Islay fans who love their Lagavulin and Lefroy's and stuff. It's maybe a bit on the delicate side, but for those who are maybe new to smoke, it's a really nice bridge, you know. Yeah, again,
Bridge is a good word.
It's
a good word.
Yeah.
So the donut we've gone for is, again, might be a little bit of a curveball, but I've got like a coconut salted caramel, and then we've got a coconut glaze with a little bit of a toasted coconut top. So it's quite coconutty. Coconut splits the crowd a lot of the time, especially you don't really like it, but I think it's great. And salted caramel's a winner. Coconut, rum, that works really well together. So we thought we'd try and bring these things together and see if we can complement
Do you know
flavours
what?
that are in the
I've
donut.
just seen Johnny and Erica are down on the screen. We were supposed to bring them in on this. The beers have hit home.
Oh.
John, can you? Oh, hang on. Would you be able to see just down the bottom,
I thought they were coming in after.
and then because they've got some Fire and Cane. If you go down and then click
well,
there.
we can chin chin.
Hey!
Cheers.
Hey fam, how are you?
How are you guys?
Good.
Good. I'm just gonna turn it up on the laptop. 1 second.
Yeah, a little bit quiet for us when we turn you up.
The pairings
Here we
look
go.
scrumptious so far.
I know, I wish we could send you some of our donuts.
I managed to
Sorry,
make some
we were-
fresh ones, so we'll see
Nice.
if we,
So
it's,
we were
it's somewhat
supposed to
similar.
We were supposed to bring you guys in and chat through Fire and Cane, but I think we just got a bit too distracted by the
Whiskey
whiskey
heavy.
and donuts.
That's okay.
Yeah. And I just
okay.
seen you guys down the bottom and I thought, shit, better bring them in. Yeah. There's no kids watching, it's whiskey. Cool. What do you guys think of it?
I love this jam. This expression is like you took the words out of my mouth. It's more of that subtle peatiness, smokiness,
Yeah.
spice. That's funny you said the apple thing. I've never thought of that aspect. But yeah, very much so.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Yeah.
With our malt room glasses.
Hey.
Ah, lovely.
11 o'clock. No, it's 12. I guess it's noon. Yeah.
And I see, did you manage to get some sort of sweet treats in front of you?
Yes, we went to Doughnuts and we recreated your donut, which is the vanilla cake donut with caramel and coconut sugar.
Nice.
Great.
Oh, that looks way better than these ones.
Oh!
I'll be in this one then. Not for you, thank you.
And why we have 4 in front of us? I don't know. We might have a second one. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're in lockdown, you're supposed to eat, you know.
So, for the guys who've just joined the second tasting, Johnny and Erica run a cracking Instagram page called Whisky and Donuts, which we kind of asked them about last week. So, this week, or this fortnight, I should say, they've decided to send over some prizes for you guys. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do like a sort of lucky dip draw, and then we've got a couple of questions to win some prizes. So, I would show you the prizes here, but I think they're in Birmingham the last time I checked.
Looks like tomorrow.
Looks like tomorrow.
Oh,
So
typical, eh?
that's cool. Because we wouldn't be able to deliver them tonight anyway. So you guys have got them in front of you there. We're going to chuck in
Great.
some malt room kind of Copita style glass too, with sort of everyone. So yeah, basically we've got 3 sort of chances to start a win. First one is just luck of the draw, and then we've got 2 questions that we're going to ask and see what happens.
Yeah.
So we've got 60 kind of people in the kind of feed or video. So you guys just name a number from 1 to 60, and we'll say who's won. What's the first prize?
Which one do you want to do?
You choose.
Let's go for the bag. The tote,
bag?
single bottle tote.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Do you know, actually, I think I've got one of these at home from you last time,
I
Johnny.
think you do.
Cool. So we'll do that, and then we'll chuck in a glass as well. So name a number from 1 to 60.
I'm gonna go 18.
18. Okie dokie. 18 is Paddy Fuller, who works in the malt room.
Oh my god! That was
well done,
not
Paddy.
set up at all.
This is not staged.
Just to clarify, hang on. I don't know if you can see that, but hang on. Number 18, there we
18
go.
is Paddy.
Patrick Fuller.
There we go.
That's too funny.
Oh man.
Cool.
Well,
Okay,
congrats.
so, nice one. I'm sure he'll be really delighted with the malt room glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, really thrilled.
This goes really well.
Well, people are
I don't know about
guessing
yours,
numbers.
but
Yeah. People are guessing numbers.
Yeah. Don't worry, the numbers game is coming for you folks next.
Okay.
Just for Johnny and I get this one.
Right. So, we're all obviously being super healthy in lockdown, going for runs, and this is, all about being healthy. So the question is, in a standard shot, 25 mils of 40% whiskey, how many calories are in that glass? So just start typing in the comments, and as soon as we see the right answer.
Yeah. So in the whiskey, we're not asking any questions about the donuts.
Yeah, the donuts are probably.
Please don't.
They're
Nobody
healthy.
needs to know that nonsense. That's just,
Yeah. It's your bacon donut. That's the killer.
it's actually the maker of life.
The maker of life. What does that even mean?
the circle of life.
Eat the whole thing, you'll find out.
The maker of life. Oh, great. I'm so happy.
All that wine's going to my
Love
head.
that. Okay, what have we got?
This one's gonna be for the pin.
The lapel pin.
Oh,
Cool.
amazing.
Nice.
It's limited batch numbers. We got it numbered on the back here.
Oh, that's
Nice.
amazing.
Cool. Like them, they're cool.
Yeah.
Anyone coming close, John?
Few close ones.
So who's close and what was their guess?
Someone has guessed 80. That's the closest.
So 80 is
80's close.
closest, but not right.
Getting there. What do you guys think of the pairing?
It's good. I really like it.
Don't.
I was gonna say, don't confuse people. People talking about pairings.
Sorry.
And then I'm like, oh no, you're actually speaking to them. I was
She's
like,
giving me
no,
a
no,
run
don't.
already.
Wait, we need to get the calories.
Sorry, Johnny and Erica. What's your... what do you think?
Who's closest now,
I,
John?
I can't compare it to your
one.
donuts, but this is a very cakey donut, so
Oh, really?
I don't know how yours is.
Yeah, well, I actually I like coconut a lot, so I'm a big
Who?
fan.
Us as well.
Graham Webster has got it. So there is
Amazing.
70 calories in a average glass of 25 mils of whiskey. So probably about the same as your donuts, roughly.
Donuts are
70
basically
calories.
entirely less,
70
you know?
calories.
70 calories allows for more donuts. That's the whole
Yeah.
purpose of this
Yep,
situation.
Yep. Good
So
thinking.
life's about a balance,
Yeah.
Treats.
Yeah.
Cool. So who was that? Sorry, it was Graham.
Graham Webster. Congratulations, Graham Webster.
Make a wee note of that.
Yeah, well, this should be the filling of our ones here, Johnny. Oh, this way.
Alright.
We've got a little bit of caramel on the inside with the wee coconut toasted top. So
Bready
Yeah, I
and
think it's
brioche-ish.
I'm enjoying
Good. Cheers.
it. Cheers.
Cheers. And then we have the last one, which is kind of bringing back in Tom and Tubble. So this guy here, you guys have a bottle in front of you too. Hey, so not recently, a while back, Tom and Tubble were responsible for making the world's largest bottle of single malt whiskey. So let me run some numbers for you. So
I've
it's,
seen a photo of this. It's
it
absolutely
is
outrageous.
no googling now, but
Yeah, don't Google anything.
after have a wee Google and you'll see. So it's 105.3 litres. It took 14 people to fill, 1.5 metres tall, weighs 180 kilos, and in the bottle you will get 5,250 drams. So it recently sold
That's
in
it?
2019. The question for you guys back home is, how much did it sell for? And then whoever gets it right will win. What have you guys got?
What's next?
We have
The
our
whiskey and donut Glencairn glass.
Nice.
Comes with a certificate, little sticker.
Great.
It's donut scented. No, okay.
I wish that was a thing. Need to come up with that.
They're great
Yeah.
Glencairns though. I love them.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah. Oh, someone?
First person to comment was
James
James Dewhurst, with the correct.
James
Dewhurst.
Dewhurst.
So correct. So the
Yay!
Yay.
correct answer is £15,000.
Wow.
So I reckon with my charity bottling, if we put some money towards the charity, I know I can't take from charity. That's a bad idea.
I know.
I don't know where I was going with that. But if we actually think 5,000 drams.
How many beers?
I know. 5,000 drams between 70 of us. I mean,
Between 70 of us.
well,
Wow.
how many people? 100 people. £150 each.
Who's in?
Who's in? Yeah.
Utah, give me 2.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's our theory. We should, as a Whiskey and Donuts team, everyone here, we should try and buy the world's biggest bottle of Tom and Towel.
Cheapers.
Yeah,
Who's going to
I
pour
think-
it? That's the question.
I think we can make that happen.
Yeah.
Ian
Yeah.
will pour it. He's a pro.
Do you know what? We'll do a crowdfunding. Yeah. Yeah.
Kickstarter.
Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
And congratulations to all of our winners today.
Yeah. Well done, guys. Cheers.
Congratulations. Thanks for having us on. Cheers.
No problem. Cheers.
Am I allowed to have more? Yes.
What we'll have to try next time is see if we can post some all the way over to you folks and see if they make it. In
Let's
one piece.
see how those things hold up.
I know. I don't want any photo evidence of how they look mashed up, but you know, they might be all right.
It'll still be worth it.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So
Well-
before we go, guys, I guess we just want to say thank you to a few folk as well. So firstly, you've got Ian and Claire at Tom and Towel who kindly supported the event with some Tom and Towel, which is great. We've got Scott at Tomatin, who we sort of deal with, and he kind of helped us with some support with the Tomatin 14. Hazel at William Grant's, they were very, very kind and helped us with the Fire and Cane and Girvan. Scott at Razzie, who helped us with the Razzie while we wait. So for us as a bar, I think we talked about this last week, but there is some new folk here. Like, our hands are quite tied and we're kind of struggling right now. So having that support from the big distilleries and brands is super, super helpful. And all you guys who are buying tickets as well, that's, you know, really, really helping us a lot. So hopefully it's a bit of good fun for you guys as well.
And at this point as well, so you might have some whiskey left over, you might have some donuts left over. You can kind of mix and match.
Yeah.
And see if there's something that you think works better. Please let me know. It's always a good thing. If there's any kind of favourite donut of the night or favourite whiskey of the night, let us know too. That'd be great. Yeah. What about you? What do you think your favourites?
I think my favourite donut, I think, is the first one, the vanilla cheesecake one. I
You're a
just
sucker for a cheesecake.
love cheesecake. But favourite combo, I think, was the Girvan and lemon. Yeah, I think
interesting.
just because it was so different and super fresh, like especially a kind of day like today when it's quite warm.
Yeah.
Few beers, it's just super easy and refreshing. Not that bacon one anyway. That was
Few beers.
That was not good. Yeah.
Well, everyone, I'm glad everyone received their packages. I saw all the Instagram posts and everyone sharing, so it's pretty exciting to see. And
Yeah.
what a awesome and fun way to support you guys for doing this, and thank you for doing it.
Yeah.
I know it's really cool
And
for
obviously
all the
this
people
whole
enjoying it.
concept comes up from you guys too, so thank you. I
Yeah.
mean, this is
I always
this
love
is-
being a part of it.
You guys are the foundation of us this moment, so this is
Yeah.
great.
It can only grow. So when we get back over there, we'll do something even more special. I know
Oh, yeah,
Claire and
we'll
Ian
do
are watching
something
right now, and
bigger and
I
better,
think
yeah.
we'll have
What was
something
your
special worked out.
My favourite, I actually think the jam, the white chocolate jam, and the tomatin, wasn't it? Tomatin
Yeah,
14?
tomatin 14.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
of that. That actually was kind of a bit
Nice.
rich and tasty. I like that.
Cool.
It's good.
And final thanks, I think. We've got drivers as well who kind of delivered all these donuts to all the guys. So big thanks to them. Thanks to John as well for running our sort of behind the scenes here and helping fill all the bottles in the house, all those little white bottles. I think we did about 350 of them or something, so John's probably seeing them in his sleep. So thanks for helping with that, and then thank you for making the donuts.
Thanks to my sister as well. She's my right hand man, so she was slaving away with me all night.
Yeah.
And so yeah, big thanks to her for helping me out. It was amazing.
Oh, the blend, of
oh,
course, the
he's
blend.
gonna blend.
So okay, cool.
This is dangerous. This is dangerous territory. This we don't recommend this at home.
Oh, we do.
Well,
We
I
do.
don't.
Go for a blend.
Is this a kitchen sink thing
This
here?
is a
or-
DIY, blend it
Okay.
yourself, see
Yeah.
how good it tastes situation. And the boys always think this is a great idea, but this is normally after about 7 whiskies. They think, do you know what? I'm gonna make my own blend of anything I can find.
It's the Dominic Rab dram. Just do what the fuck you like.
I would cheers to that, but I'm not going to. Oh God.
So what's everyone else's favorite that's commenting? Because we can't.
We can't see them right now, John. Do we have a favourite coming up?
A lot of people are saying
Let's see if we can hit new comments.
that
Oh, there it is.
Martin was probably the best
Tomatin. Oh, great.
in terms of pairing. with
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah.
But to be honest, comments across the board say that all the drams and all the donuts have been enjoyed.
Nice.
Drams and donuts have been enjoyed apparently across the board, so that's great. Yeah, a few folk agreeing with my number 2 pairing. Some people saying number 3.
Number 3, yeah,
Your
cool.
Granny's jam is just
Granny's jam's great.
brilliant.
Rock out, Granny.
Callum Carson, Long Tomatin. Callum lives in Drum the Rocket, so he's used to live in Tomatin, but got thrown out for being a Druth.
I think I'm trying to start the fights. Yeah.
I know, totally.
But no, yeah, Granny's jam's always great. We've had her recipe since day dot, so yeah, I thought we'd incorporate her jam into our second donut today, guys, and it's going down well.
Nice. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I think we're gonna clock off and sign off and
Finish these jams.
finish these
If
drams.
there's any final questions for anyone, please give us a shout. If they're to Johnny and Erica or to us folks here.
Yeah. Oh, before I go,
another thing.
No, you can tell the structure's gone about the window, hasn't it? So next tastings. Last time when we closed off, we kind of opened up tickets for the next Whisky and Donuts. So that's hopefully going to be in a couple of weeks' time as well. So once we close out this chat, we'll put tickets up for the next one. So that's going to be 10th of June, so Wednesday night again. And then we're also going to do, we've had quite a lot of people asking us for a gin tasting as well. So we're going to do a kind of soul gin tasting on the 5th of June, and that's with Neil Stewart, who works for Kirkyvar and is a proper gin whiz. But what we're also going to do is do a gin and donut tasting in the future, which we're just kind of waiting on packaging and a few other things for, but a date is to be confirmed. But that is the plan. So in the mix. So I don't know how I'm going to feel on gin. I'm kind of getting a bit pissed on whiskey.
You could be me. Neil'll do the talking. You could just be me drinking and enjoying.
That sounds well. I think I need to talk, because if I don't talk, I'll be more drunk.
Corona time.
Cheers. Okay, guys. Before I say anything else stupid, I think we're gonna end it here. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the event, and thank you guys for coming and chatting to us again and putting up
Sending
prizes.
gifts out as well. That's
totally.
amazing.
And we're looking forward to having an actual dram with you when all this is kind of over.
We might have to come to you next time, and we'll do a California
You're
takeover.
welcome anytime.
Yeah.
Gin, surf, and donuts. Let's go.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sold.
Nice.
Oh, look at flights tonight.
Okay, guys. Right. Nice one. Thank you.
Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining, guys.
Cheers. 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 Cheers.
Amazing. Lovely jubbly.